Hey Nicholas, what's going on, man? Wanted to do your team review here that you purchased here with South Harmon. Appreciate you doing that, by the way. So yeah, thank you for doing that, man. More than happy to help you out here. So I got everything set up. I did the warp here. I got the lab set up as well. We can kind of look at your team. So let me just look over what you wrote down here. Let's see. So it's a 12 team, start nine, lineup league, 1 point for PPR, no tight end premium, and a one quarterback league. Okay. So that explains why the quarterback is so low on the warp chart. I'm not used to seeing that. And then how do you envision your team's future? I won in 2022, 2023. Down year with injuries last year. The team is a contender, but hoping to maintain my window as long as possible by potentially tearing off older starters or selling depth. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So I can go over that for you. Um, yeah, so we're going to start here. Let's take a look at your warp here for your league. So as you can see here, I mean, running backs and receivers. This is the multi-year graph, so this takes into account 2019 to 2024, so 5 years worth of data, and it's showing us basically in that 5 years, running back, receiver are obviously king in your league. Receivers a tiny bit over running back, so like I would say like your top 15 here is probably all the same. It kind of branches off as you get lower, but yeah, I mean receivers and running backs, you could equally start as many of those guys as you possibly can. You have at your tight end warp. Let me take off the rookies and the quarterbacks for now. So your tight ends, obviously, the main ones, the tight end ones, the tight end two, probably the top four tight ends probably matter in your league, and then the rest are like, as you can tell, it's just all these guys from tight end five at a 1.1 down to tight end like 15 is a 5.7. Like there's just not much difference but there between those guys. So if you have one of these top tight ends, awesome. If you don't, it don't really matter. um I'll take off the tight ends here for a second. Let's go to quarterback. So obviously, the top end quarterbacks here are going to be the same. As you get lower here, kind of the same as the tight ends. You're not really, there's not much difference between those guys. We'll go ahead. We'll do the single year data too. So I'll let that run for a second. So with the single year data, that's just going to show us last year basically with 2024 and how it worked out. So yeah, so those top tier quarterbacks, I think that, yeah, Lamar Jackson's up here. So he was a huge difference maker in your league. Joe Burrow was up there. Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield. So the usual suspects that did really good last year. Um, and then you see in this one the running backs, because we had such a huge running back year last year. The running backs were the king in your league last year. So that's kind of what happened with a lot of these leagues. If you look at it in the warp, the running backs were pretty much the heavy favorite last year just because it was such a running back heavy year last year. Um, I can look at a few other ones, but we can save that for later. So let's go ahead. Let's pull up your team here, though. So I went over to the lab. I got your information all set up here. Um, so let's see. All right. So your quarterback, you have Jalen Hurts as your quarterback, Baker Mayfield as your backup. Those are really really good. You have two really good starting quarterbacks. As I showed you in the warp chart too, you really don't need two top 12 quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield is right now on your team. To be honest with you, you could settle for, um, can I get Jared Goff? Can I get, um, Bryce Young? Can I get? I mean, I don't want to tear down to like a Geno Smith or anything like that, but like Baker, you could maybe tear down off of Baker and get an asset back. Um, I'm trying to think of. I mean, I have my rankings up on another page, so let me pull those up real quick, actually. So yeah, my rankings on the shit website. Okay, so I have Baker Mayfield as quarterback 12 in Dynasty right now. The quarterbacks I have below him: Cam Ward, Jordan Love, Kyler, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, J.J. McCarthy, Penix, Goff, Bryce Young, Tua, Jackson Dart, Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields, etc., etc. So if you could make a move there, even if you could pick up, I mean, I know in one quarterback league, quarterbacks don't really matter that much. But if somebody has a weak quarterback, you can maybe take advantage of that. If they have like two as their top quarterback, let's say, you can maybe give them Baker Mayfield, pick up maybe an extra second round pick and get Tua back in return. So you get Tua and the second for Baker. Something like that is something you can consider too. Because I think you're starting Jalen Hurts no matter what every single week. I can imagine last year was pretty tough for you, but choosing between Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts every week because Baker was having a lot better games than Jalen Hurts at some points. And if I have Jalen Hurts, I'm starting him every week. I love the guy. So I could imagine it was pretty hard for you last year. So maybe that's something you do, especially because I see you have A.J. Brown. You're probably going to want Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown playing together every week because you have that combo. So that's one thing I would look at is maybe you could tear down from Baker. And I can kind of look at some of these teams to maybe somebody you can target too. All right, so your running backs, you have Travion Henderson and Christian McCaffrey. Really good running back room. Love that. Your backup running backs, you picked up R.J. Harvey as well. Fantastic. I love him in PPR leagues. Tony Pollard, Jalen Warren, Isaiah Davis, Will Shipley, Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, Brashard Smith, Rocket Sanders, Taj Brooks, Quint Allen, Phil Maffa. Yeah, really, really good running back room. I like that in a lineup league, you have a lot more shots at running backs. That's what you want to do in a lineup league is have more shots at running backs. Um, some of these guys might just be, guys you end up cutting at some point to make some room. But I mean, you're starting those Travion and McCaffrey every week. You're going to be able to start Harvey every week. Pollard you can throw in there in a pinch too, as a starter. So yeah, I really like your running back room. Um, Tony Pollard could be somebody that you could maybe move off of as well. I mean, you want to contend this year, and everything is pointing towards Christian McCaffrey being healthy. Like, if Christian McCaffrey is fully healthy, back to himself, we know he could be the number one warp player at the running back position. Like, that upside is there every single season. So, if you truly want to contend this year, I would probably hold on to him because I don't know if somebody's, especially off of coming after the injury, if somebody's going to pay you that top tier price for him. Like I don't know if anybody's going to give you a 2026 first round pick that isn't like the 112 guaranteed or the 111 guaranteed. You know what I mean? Like I probably would rather just keep him at that point. But you have two young stallions there in Henderson and Harvey, so I like that. Pollard, and like I said, you have some shots at some running backs here, so I like that. Your wide receiver room, let's take a look at that now. So you got CD, Puka, AJ Brown, Rasheed Rice, dude. That is fucking sexy. Like, let's see, CD I have is wide receiver 3, Puka wide receiver 6, AJ Brown, wide receiver 13, Rasheed Rice, wide receiver 17. So you have 4 of my top 17 receivers in Dynasty. So you're looking good there. But that is definitely a pivot point you can make off of. You can make a nice profit off of one of these players for sure. Either CD or Puka, AJ, Rasheed, whoever it is. And then your backup receivers, shit, you still have DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown, Demario Douglas, Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a pivot point for you. Like move off of DJ Moore, or if you feel comfortable with DJ Moore, like you can definitely get more for a CD Lamb, a Puka, Rasheed Rice, etc. Tight ends. George Kittle and Kyle Pitts I saw down here. So you are super set at tight end, man. Like honestly, there's not too much spots here that I think you can maybe pivot off of. We can look at some of the other rosters in here, but man, you're set up nicely. And then obviously your 2026 picks are lacking. You still have your 2027 first. That's key. Don't give up that 2027 first. If anything, I want more 2027 first. So maybe we can look at that in the deals because you're coming up on Jeremiah Smith from the Buckeyes. You got Ryan Williams, the star receiver from Alabama. You got DJ Lagway, the quarterback from Florida. Arch Manning might come out in that year. He has the ability to come out this year, but a lot of people are thinking he's going to stay for 2 more years. So it could be 2027 could be a rocked up class. So I'm looking at that. Okay, so Yeah, I mean, your roster is set, man. I mean, I like it a lot, but we can look at these other teams here real quick. Um, okay, so this guy, Herbert, Bijan, Caleb, Jamar Chase, Brian Thomas. Yeah, this guy's going to be your competition for sure. I mean, obviously with the the way it's set up here, but yeah, he's definitely going to be your competition. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think you want to be trading with this guy, especially getting his picks. His picks are probably going to be, really, really good, unless injuries just decimate this team, which it doesn't look like. So I would say he's probably not a trade candidate. Let's look at this guy here. So he's got Jaden, Ken Walker, Josh Jacobs, Hunter, McMillan. So he's counting on all the rookie receivers: Hunter, Tet, Matthew Golden, Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Higgins. So yeah, this guy went all out on a wide receiver class that a lot of people didn't think were very good. Um, let's see. Does he have anything at running back? Yeah, so his running backs are pretty shit after his top two, Jacobs and Walker. Um, I mean, it's rookies, honestly. So that could be a guy you could maybe move off of Tony Pollard to. Can you pick up? Can you pick up his 2026 second? One of these 2026 seconds, whichever one you think is the of the worst picks. Probably the coronavirus one, since he's ranked third and coronavirus is eighth. I would maybe try for that pick. That could be a mid to early second for you next year. If you wanted to move off of Pollard to get a piece back next year, you might even be able to get. I mean, I don't love any of these, but like even Justice Hill wouldn't be a terrible guy to get back in a lineup league in case Henry gets hurt or Rico Dowdle even. One of those types of guys. You might be able to get a second and Rico Dowdle. Possibly, it's probably going to have to be a second. So if you wanted to pair up on that team, that could be one. Um, let's see here. This team. All right, so he's got Kyler. Stafford, okay. He's got James Conner, Aaron Jones. So this guy's really old at running back. He has very good wide receivers though, so that's probably not going to be a target for you. Yeah. So that one's probably not. Probably the same with Tony Pollard here, but Pollard's probably not much better than Aaron Jones and James Conner. Let's look at this guy's team. Okay, so he's starting Caleb, Ashton, Genty, Jaden Blue. Um, yeah, his running backs are pretty dog shit. He's got a lot of the younger guys, so this is definitely a guy you want to target Tony Pollard with. He's got Malik and Amon Ra, and then after that though, he's starting Brenton Strange right now. Yeah, this guy's hurting for wide receiver. I would probably offer this guy. Can I get DJ Moore for this 2026 first? I think that's a fair offer. That might be something this guy takes because of how shit his team is. So maybe this is a guy that you can target with that first round pick or with DJ Moore even. I mean, if you want, you could even go to. It's just so hard to. I don't want to get rid of CD. He's a stud. Puka's a stud. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, I want to keep together. You can maybe move off of Rashee Rice too, and if you wanted to keep DJ Moore, but I think DJ Moore would be the one I would personally move off of. But I think you could go with either guy, to be honest with you. Rashee Rice is obviously the younger player. I think people like him a little bit more too, but with the suspension and stuff, who knows? So yeah, that's definitely one of the teams that you can target there. Okay, let's go to this team. Yeah, his running backs are very solid. Receivers are pretty solid. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna target this team. With DJ Moore, I don't think he's gonna use DJ Moore. I believe this guy before he has Caleb too, so he could definitely be very interested in DJ Moore. I forgot about that. But yeah, this guy definitely I would try for him if I can see if you could get that 2026 first off of him to get trade DJ Moore. Let's look at this team. So he's got really good, solid running backs: Brees and JT. Receivers, pretty decent. I mean, he's getting a little older there with Tyreek. Probably counting a little bit too much on Luther Burden. Um, Yeah, so that's probably not a team you want to target. Let's take a look at coronavirus here. Okay, so Bucky, Mixon, Zay Flowers, Pickens, Kamara. Yeah, his team's pretty solid too, as far as trade bait goes. Yeah, I don't think you want to. Probably can't target him there. Let's take a look at this guy. Okay, so you got Josh Allen here, Saquon, Achan, Keon Coleman, Jack Bash. Yeah, this could be a team you could target. Um, moving that first round pick, or see if you can get their first round pick for DJ Moore. I mean, he has Spears too. So I wonder if you could even maybe get a first round. If you traded Pollard and DJ Moore, you could get that first round pick from him. And let's see. Yeah, the rest of his team is pretty fucking dog shit. So he's got a ton of firsts next year. So yeah, I would, start at the bottom of this list and offer for those first round picks. I mean, you might, like I said, you might even be able to trade DJ Moore and Tony Pollard to this guy for one of those like higher first end picks, like his own pick or one of these other guys that are lower on the list for one of their first round picks. I mean, you have the depth already to offer that. Honestly, Moore and Pollard, and then maybe you can have them because it's a lineup league. You can have them throw you a running back. That could be worth something. He doesn't really have one of those, to be honest with you. Let's see. I mean, you could ask for Tillman back, maybe. Roman Wilson should be a starter there for the Steelers. That doesn't have a lot of buzz. I think that could be a guy you could target. So yeah, there's a few targets here, especially with all these first round picks. Maybe you could try that. Try DJ Moore and Pollard for one of those high end first round picks, and then maybe if you really feel like it, you can maybe try and get Roman Wilson or a Jalen Royals or a Cedric Tillman back in return, just so you have another body. Let's look at this 10th place team too. Yeah, Mahomes, Judkins, Kyron, Xavier. Yeah, this team's pretty solid too. I mean, it's like the flex spots aren't great, so you can maybe target this team too with DJ Moore. DJ Moore for his 2026 first. Um, you can maybe try because this team is so farther down. This first is probably going to be at the back end or the early part. You can maybe try and do Pollard and DJ Moore for that pick, and then see if you could see if he throws you Ray Davis back or Audric Estime, one of those types of players. I think that would be a really good deal for you too. That could really work out for you. So yeah. So okay. So that's the 10 teams in your league here. I think yeah, those are some really good spots you could try here with those. There is a way. Let's do players for that league. No, that's not gonna be it. There was a way. I have to figure out what it is. No, that's not it. Yeah, I have to ask him how he fixed this. But there was a way I could look at your available players, and see who could be some guys that you could pick up on this team. But honestly, I don't see much dead weight on your team now. I think when it comes time to training camp and all that, like if Maffa's not going to make the team, LaQuint Allen's not going to make the team, those guys could be easy cuts for you at some point. Elijah Mitchell could be a cut. Yeah, so but your team is really solid. Like you honestly don't have any dead weight. I love your roster construction and how you've constructed it. I think Team One is obviously going to be your competition this year. But yeah, you're set up here, man, for a really good run, especially at the receiver spot. You're set up there. Um, maybe just stick with this roster for one more season and see how it plays out. Like AJ Brown's obviously getting older, McCaffrey's getting older, so maybe next year you can kind of turn around and maybe see if you can sell those guys in the offseason. But I think with what you got now, this is a team that you can make a nice run with, and then like I said, try and trade maybe DJ Moore and Pollard together, or trade one of those guys. to unload some of that depth you have, and you can maybe, turn that into a first round pick or a high first end pick, like if you traded both of them together, like we talked about. So, no, really, really good team, Nicholas. I like this a lot, man. Hopefully, you're able to, get one of these trades done. Let me know if you do, man, especially in the Discord or whatever. Just tag me. I'm at Eagles1fan5 in the Discord, or at Eric Vanek, whichever one works. Yeah, just tag me. Let me know if you get a trade done, or if you have any more questions. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you out with that, man. So, yeah, really nice roster. Like it a lot. So appreciate you purchasing this team review, man. If you got any more teams that you want us to look at, feel free to purchase another one, and we're more than happy to help you out anytime, man. So appreciate you. You have a good night, man.